JC, did you seriously buy another luxury handbag without asking me?
Wait, how do you even know that?
Because it got delivered today. I was off work, so I was home when the package arrived. I signed for it myself.
What? You opened my delivery?
I didn't have to open it. I just checked the order history on the shopping site. One look and there it was.
You checked my order history? That's a total invasion of privacy.
Privacy? Don't make me laugh. That account is registered under my name. The credit card linked to it is mine. You've been using it like your own personal piggy bank.
I'm your wife. It's not a crime to shop with my husband's account.
I let it slide a little, JC. A little shopping, sure. But do you even realize how far you've gone?
Oh, come on. Don't be dramatic.
Last week you bought a $3,000 fur coat. The week before that, a $10,000 diamond ring. And let's not forget the $100,000 vacation house you surprised me with.
You said I could buy the house.
I said we could consider it. I was already thinking about it myself, so I agreed to that purchase only. What I'm upset about is how much you've spent in just 2 months.
So what? We've got more than enough money, don't we?
That money was part of the inheritance my father left me. It's not some free-for-all for you to burn through like casino chips.
Ugh, relax. It's $1 million. $1 million. What's a few splurges compared to that?
How about the fact that nearly $200,000 is already gone? That includes what you've spent aside from the vacation home. You think that's nothing?
Wait, what?
I've been keeping track. Even if we set aside the house, your total spending is closing in on $200,000. And I already told you, real estate doesn't end at the purchase. That place is gonna rack up maintenance costs, taxes, repairs. You think money just regenerates by itself?
Well, that kind of boring financial stuff is your job, isn't it? And honestly, you should be grateful. You think someone like you could get a woman like me if I didn't feel generous?
Excuse me?
Let me remind you, your job, it's at a company that happens to do business with my dad's company.
And what's your point?
If my father got wind of you upsetting me, say, through a little family tension, do you really think your company would want to stay on such friendly terms?
Are you seriously threatening me?
It's not a threat. It's a fact. You mess with me, you mess with the hands that feed your paycheck.
That's not how the world works, JC.
Please, you don't get to lecture me on how the world works. You're the one who has everything to lose. So if you want to know what's good for you, you'll let me keep doing what I want.
You know what? I'm done. I've had it.
What?
I want a divorce.
You want a divorce? Oh, that's rich. As if you could ever actually go through with that.
Why wouldn't I?
You clearly weren't listening earlier. If I decide I'm unhappy, you lose everything. The money, the job, the connections. You're tied to me, and I am not letting go.
You think you've got me cornered?
I know I do. So go ahead. Try. You won't make it 5 minutes without realizing you need me. You're not divorcing anyone. End of discussion.
I'll go to City Hall and pick up the paperwork tomorrow.
You don't even have to do that. These days, you can just download the divorce form online and print it from the comfort of your own home.
I see. Sounds like you're familiar with the process.
What can I say? I like to be informed. Go ahead. Print it. Frame it if you want.
Fine. I'll print the form, fill out my part, and leave it on the table in the living room. All that'll be left is for you to sign it when you get back.
Wow, look at you trying to act assertive. Cute. Let me know how that works out for you. Because, spoiler alert, I'm not signing a damn thing. But feel free to waste printer ink. Maybe buy me a new toner cartridge while you're at it. Okay, filled out the divorce form. You happy now?
Wait, so you're home?
Yeah, got back a little while ago. Eating dinner in my room now, alone. Why?
We're under the same roof. You could talk to me in person.
No thanks, you just start lecturing again. I get enough of that from Instagram motivational reels.
All right, whatever. As long as the divorce papers are signed, you did double check it, right? No missing fields, no sloppy handwriting.
Check it yourself, genius. Not like you're actually gonna submit them. We both know you're too scared to go through with it.
Just leave the paperwork on the living room table. I'll take it from there.
Yeah, sure, boss. I'm heading back out tonight anyway.
Again?
3-star restaurant dinner with the girls. Champagne, velvet booths, oysters, actual living.
Figures? No matter how many times we talk about this, you're just gonna keep burning through money like the world's ending somehow.
Oh, please. You think you can control me? MJ, darling, you trying to stand up to me is comedy gold. Come back when you evolve past budget spreadsheet level.
I'm heading to work.
How noble! Don't forget, you're working for me now. Go earn those dollars for your soon-to-be ex-wife's filet mignon. MJ, hey, what the actual hell is going on? Remember that envelope you left on the table with exactly $2,000 in it? Is that supposed to be some kind of joke? Because that money's nearly gone now, and I've been waiting for you to come back and explain what the hell is happening. But you haven't come back. 3 whole weeks. No calls, no messages, no passive-aggressive notes about my spending. Just nothing. Also, what happened to the online shopping account? I tried to log in and it says the user doesn't exist. And the credit card? Declined. Everywhere. Do you have any idea how embarrassing it is to get turned down at a luxury boutique? And don't even get me started on the bank account. That savings account that used to have a cool $1 million, I logged in today and it showed $0. You blew up at me for spending $200,000 over a few months. Sure, fine. But then you go and vanish with the other $800,000? Are you serious right now? You screamed at me like I burned the money, and now what? You took the rest and ran? That envelope was the only thing you left behind. No letter, no warning, just $2,000 in cash and radio silence. And now I'm left here rationing what's left like some peasant. Do you expect me to live off ramen and tap water? MJ, pick up the damn phone. You think you can ignore me? You forget who I am? We've had this conversation before, multiple times. I told you clearly, you are not in a position to defy me. You're nobody without me. You're forgettable, spineless, a man with no edge, no ambition, no power. I said jump, you jumped. I said buy me something, you swiped your card and smiled. What changed, huh? You get a little backbone and suddenly think you're a rebel? That's not how this works. I warned you. Mess with me and I'll make your life miserable. Still think I'm bluffing? You have no job security without my dad's influence. No house. This place is still in my name, by the way. No money, no car, no credit. You're out there somewhere playing tough, but we both know you've got nothing. Just admit it. You tried to play the smart guy, the hard exit, but it's already falling apart, isn't it? You're probably sleeping in your car, eating gas station sandwiches, regretting everything. I bet you're too embarrassed to call, too proud to come crawling back. But you will, eventually. Hey, how long are you planning to sulk? Seriously. Oh, speaking of, you took all our savings and ran off like a coward, so I had no choice but to take out a loan from Consumer Finance. A nice round $200,000. Shocker, right? So here's the deal. I'm going to start paying it off monthly, using your salary and bonuses, obviously. You can handle that much, can't you? And if it's not something for basic living expenses, then get a side gig or something. Deliver food, sell plasma, dance in a bear suit in front of the station. I don't care. Just bring in more money, because you're the one who's completely at fault for this mess. Don't you dare forget it. Anyway, today's payday, right? So hand over the entire paycheck. Now.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing that. We're divorced.
What? Wait, hold up. You're joking, right?
Sorry for the radio silence. Yesterday was packed. Didn't even look at my phone. Just catching up now.
And this is your comeback message? You're saying we're divorced? Try harder with the comedy next time, MJ. You expect me to believe that you had the balls to go through with that? As if. Drop the act and just transfer the money. Actually, better yet, go tell your company to start depositing your paychecks straight into my bank account. That'll save time, and it'll make paying off this debt a lot easier, don't you think?
I wasn't joking. I submitted the divorce paperwork the same day you signed it.
Wait. What?
I left you that envelope with $2,000 as a final courtesy. Honestly, after the $200,000 you spent from my savings, it doesn't even begin to balance the scales. But I figured you'd refuse to acknowledge the damage anyway, so I let it go. Consider that money my final show of goodwill. A farewell gift for the woman who treated our marriage like an ATM with a pulse.
Wait, that envelope, I just took the cash out and threw away the rest.
Of course you did. Why bother reading a goodbye note when there's cash to grab, right? Anyway, like I said, the divorce is already processed, filed, approved, finalized. We're done.
No. You can't just do that.
You signed it voluntarily.
That was a joke. I thought we were just playing around. Some kind of dramatic bluff to teach me a lesson or whatever. And even if it was real, you should have known better than to actually go through with it. Do you even realize who you're messing with? My father works at your company's primary business partner. What do you think happens if I snap my fingers and tell him to sink you?
Yeah, you've thrown that threat around before, but did you not hear?
Hear what?
Your father isn't the company's golden boy anymore. Apparently he was demoted last year. He bullied too many subordinates. HR got involved. Now he's just a regular office drone, nothing more. No, he was still a department head last year. I know he was. Maybe check in with your mom. She moved out, didn't she?
What?
Oh, you didn't know that either? Sorry, I assumed they told you. They both asked me not to say anything, that they'd tell you in their own time. Looks like they didn't.
What the hell? You're saying my dad's a nobody now, and they're divorcing?
Apparently the divorce mediation is in full swing. She couldn't take it anymore from what I heard, but none of this is my business now because we're done.
No, you don't get to walk away like this. You took $1 million of marital assets. You are no better than a thief.
Correction, that inheritance was from my father, not jointly earned, not community property. Mine. You spent $200,000 of it. I spent $100,000 on a vacation home, which is now sold. The remaining $700,000 is in a separate account under my name.
Then give me $300,000. That's my half.
You don't understand how this works, do you?
What?
Inheritance received during marriage is not subject to division in divorce, not unless it's deliberately pooled, and I kept it separate. So legally, you have no claim, not even on the $700,000, not a single cent.
You're lying.
I'm not.
You can't be serious.
Oh, I'm very serious. This is why I begged you multiple times to tone it down, to stop spending, to think about the future. But you never listened.
Okay, wait. What if we start over? I mean, I'll let you come back. We'll wipe the slate clean. How about it,
No.
Wait, what? You're really saying no?
You already said it yourself. I'm not someone who can defy you, right? So how could I possibly make you happy? Nah, I'm good.
You bastard!
Oh, one more thing. Since you didn't read the letter I left, the lease on that condo ends in 3 days.
What?
You'll need to move out. The condo was under your mom's name, remember? She's liquidating it to recoup what you spent from her projected inheritance. You'll be cut off from the estate as a result.
They're selling the place?
Yep, the agent will be there in 72 hours. You should probably start packing.
Where are you right now?
My new apartment, a long, long way from you.
So you left? Just moved up without a word?
Did you not notice my things were gone?
Where is it? What's the address?
Not telling. You're not entitled to that anymore.
I swear to God, MJ, you will regret this.
I already regret marrying you, but thanks for the reminder.
What about the vacation home? Give me that at least.
Sold it. Proceeds are mine.
You monster.
Goodbye, JC. Enjoy your $200,000 in debt, your empty condo, and your broken credit. Try not to burn too many more bridges. You're running out.
MJ, please. I can't go back to my parents. My mom won't even answer my calls.
Again, not my problem.
Please, just a little help. Even $500 would...
No.
You'll pay for this. I swear to God, you'll pay for this.
Nope. You will.
MJ, please, just hear me out, okay?
What do you want?
I wouldn't be messaging if it wasn't serious. I'm in a really, really bad spot right now. Please, can you help me? Just a little.
No.
MJ, I'm begging you. The loan company keeps calling. I missed 2 payments. They're threatening to send people to the condo.
That condo isn't yours anymore, remember? You were supposed to be out last week.
I know, I've been crashing with a friend, but it's not permanent. I can't go back to my dad's place. He won't even open the door when I show up.
Sounds like a you problem.
Don't be like this. I know I can't survive like this. I've been eating crackers and vending machine soup. I'm not asking much, just enough to hold me over for a month.
You had $1 million cushion. You burned through your share in weeks. You made your bed.
Please, MJ, you don't have to forgive me. I know I was selfish and stupid and all of that, but I am drowning. Can't you at least throw me a lifeline?
You're not drowning. You're sinking under your own ego and debt. That's called consequence, JC.
I'm being punished enough. Every day is miserable. I can't sleep. I'm terrified someone's gonna knock on the door and drag me away. I've got no job, no family, nothing.
Should have thought of that before you burned every bridge you had. You treated everyone like an ATM. Now they've all closed.
I'll pay you back every cent, I swear. You don't have to give me anything big. Even $1,000 would help so much. Please.
How? You've never worked a day in your life. What are you gonna pay me with? Empty promises and crocodile tears?
I'll get a job. I already applied to some cafes and stores. I'll do anything.
You used to mock people who worked retail. Now you want their sympathy?
I'm not that person anymore. I swear I've changed. You have no idea how hard these last few weeks have been.
Good. Suffering builds character. You should have started years ago.
Why are you being so cruel?
Cruel? You drained me dry, threatened me, mocked me, used me. Now you want compassion? Go cry to someone who forgot what you did.
I get it, okay? I get it. I screwed up. I ruined everything. Just don't leave me like this. I'm scared, MJ.
I left you exactly how you left me, alone and overdrawn.
I just want to live. Not like this, not hiding, not starving, not waiting for a phone call that'll destroy me. Please help me climb out. Just one hand.
You had a hand, you slapped it away.
I'll never forget what you do for me if you help me now.
I already helped you by leaving.
So that's it? You're just going to watch me fall apart?
Yup, front row seat.
You really don't care what happens to me?
Not even a little. Now screw off and go beg someone else. This number won't work after today.
MJ, please don't block me. I don't have anyone else.
You had me. You torched that bridge for handbags and champagne.
I'm sorry, okay? I'll say it 1,000 times if I have to.
Say it to your loan officer. Goodbye, JC.
MJ, please.
The reason for my recent move was due to a transfer within the company I've been working at for several years. It all started after I formally notified my employer about my divorce. I wasn't sure how they would react. After all, personal issues can sometimes cast a shadow in professional spaces. But instead of judgment or awkward silence, something unexpected happened. They told me that a new department was being launched at the company's headquarters, one that would benefit from the very qualifications I held but had never fully utilized until now. A week later, I received my official transfer order. Just like that, I was told I'd be relocating to the company's main office. The new role came with not just increased responsibility, but also a substantial raise. Enough to finally breathe a little easier after years of quiet financial tension. It felt like the beginning of a new chapter, a clean break, a turning point. But as grateful as I was for this opportunity, I knew better than to say anything to my ex-wife. If she caught wind of my transfer, let alone the raise or the fact that I was finally being recognized for my work, she'd show up uninvited or worse. She'd try to manipulate the situation, guilt me, or stir chaos in a way only she knew how. So I said nothing, not a word. I packed up, kept the details vague, and quietly slipped into the next phase of my life. Meanwhile, my ex-wife had been left with more than just emotional baggage. When we divorced, she took on a personal debt of about $20,000, money she'd borrowed behind my back using our shared name as leverage. I never saw a dime of it, but I was the one cleaning up the mess long after she'd stopped pretending to care. At the time, her father, who had always acted like a man above consequences, returned to his family's home, as if distancing himself from the situation would absolve him. What I didn't expect, however, was the sheer poetic justice that would soon follow. Turns out, her father, the same man who used to mock others for their incompetence and treat his subordinates like dirt, had been facing his own demons. Over the years, he had been emotionally abusing employees under his supervision, intimidating them, overworking them, belittling them, and finally those subordinates had had enough. They banded together, lawyered up, and filed a lawsuit against him. Emotional damages, workplace harassment, and mental distress. The claims were thorough and well documented. The court ruled in their favor. He was slapped with a total of $30,000 in compensation payments. That was in addition to the $20,000 his daughter owed. In the end, the father-daughter duo was saddled with a staggering $50,000 debt between them. Their downfall wasn't just financial, it was reputational, social, emotional. For people who had lived their lives looking down on others, it was the ultimate humbling. I only found out about what happened nearly a year after the divorce. One morning, while sipping coffee in my new apartment, I got a message from an old mutual acquaintance, a former colleague of my ex-father-in-law, actually. The message was short, but it carried a heavy punch. "You heard about them getting arrested?" I stared at the screen for a few seconds, almost laughing at the absurdity. But curiosity got the better of me, and I picked up the phone. What I learned was equal parts tragic and karmic. After exhausting every option and realizing they couldn't claw their way out of debt through conventional means, the two of them, father and daughter, got involved in something shady. I was never told the exact details, only that it involved some kind of fraudulent consulting scheme that promised fast money and preyed on the vulnerable. They didn't last long. The authorities caught wind of it within months, and both were arrested. That was how their story continued, quietly collapsing under the weight of their own choices. There's no satisfaction in seeing someone fall apart completely, but I'd be lying if I said I didn't feel a grim sense of closure. I didn't wish this on them, but I also couldn't forget the years of manipulation, the lies, the entitlement. The way her father looked at me like I was a burden rather than a man trying to hold a broken marriage together. The way she spent money behind my back and laughed off the consequences. And now, they're a cautionary tale. Whispers at dinner tables, footnotes in the lives of people who knew better than to gamble with trust and integrity. As for me, I've moved on. My days are fuller now. The office is challenging, yes, but it's the kind of challenge that feels worthwhile. My co-workers respect me. I come home to a quiet, clean apartment with a view of the city skyline. There's space, there's light, there's peace. Sometimes I look at my reflection and barely recognize the man I used to be. Overworked, unappreciated, second-guessing everything just to avoid another fight. On weekends, I've started picking up small hobbies I never had time for before. Cooking meals from scratch, tending to a few potted plants on the balcony, even reading novels I once shelved indefinitely. It's in those small, quiet acts that I've learned something important. Peace isn't loud. It doesn't demand attention. It simply exists, patiently waiting for you to make room for it.